you're getting ready to meet someone new, whether it's through a dating app or a setup from a friend, and one question inevitably pops into your head. So, how do I make a great first impression? Well, it's time to put that worry to rest. In today's video, I'll be walking you through some strategies to make that first date unforgettable in the best way possible. Spoiler alert. It's not about what you say, but how you make the other person feel. Intrigued? Let's dive in. When we think of first impressions, we often get hung up on the details. What do I wear? What do I talk about? What if I run out of things to say? Here's the truth. Yes, those things matter, but there's something far more important. The energy you bring. That's right. The way you present yourself emotionally will leave a longer lasting impact than any perfectly crafted conversation opener. Before your date, take a few moments to center yourself. Whether that's through meditation, listening to your favorite playlist, or taking a deep breath, get into a positive, relaxed mindset. When you're calm, your energy is contagious, and it'll put your date at ease too. But here's where things get interesting. Have you ever heard of mirroring? It's one of the oldest psychological tricks in the book, and it works like a charm. Mirroring means subtly matching the other person's body language, tone of voice, and even word choices. It's not about copying them. It's about creating a sense of familiarity and comfort. People are naturally drawn to those who are like them. So, if your date is speaking softly, ease into a softer tone. If they're leaning forward, do the same. It's subtle, but trust me, it works. Now, let's talk about conversation. We've all been there. The moment of silence, the awkward pause, the panic of what do I say next. Here's the key. Instead of worrying about filling every second with words, shift your focus to being genuinely curious. The most engaging people aren't the ones who talk the most. They're the ones who listen the best. Ask questions that dive deeper than the surface level. What do you do for work? Questions. Try. What's something you're passionate about that most people don't know? Or if you could spend your ideal weekend doing anything, what would it be? These types of questions open the door to meaningful conversations and help your date feel seen. But let's be real. Dates can be nerve-wracking, and sometimes we say things just to fill the silence. Here's where many people trip up: oversharing. On a first date, less is more. Of course, you want to be open and honest, but save the heavy stuff for later. Avoid diving into long rants about your ex, your bad day at work, or that medical scare you had last year. Keep the conversation light and positive. The goal is to establish a connection, not unload your life story. Let's pivot to something that often gets overlooked: timing. Whether it's the time you arrive or the timing of your responses, it all plays into how your date perceives you. Punctuality, for instance, says a lot about your character. Arrive on time, or better yet, a little early. It shows respect for the other person's time and demonstrates reliability. And when it comes to conversation, don't be afraid to let there be pauses. Not awkward silences, but comfortable moments where the two of you can reflect on what's been said. Some of the most profound connections are made in moments of shared silence. Now, onto a fun fact that could seriously change how you view first dates: the power of unpredictability. Studies have shown that experiences with a little uncertainty or excitement tend to create stronger emotional bonds. So, if your date involves a bit of spontaneity, whether it's an unexpected change in plans or trying something new together, it could actually work in your favor. Shared novel experiences release dopamine, the brain's pleasure chemical, which might just have your date associating those good feelings with you. No need to go overboard. Just sprinkle in a bit of spontaneity and watch how it changes the dynamic. Next, let's break down body language, because your words are only part of the equation. Ever noticed how much you can pick up from someone without them saying a word? Your body language speaks volumes. Open, relaxed posture shows you're approachable and confident. Avoid crossing your arms or hunching your shoulders. It creates a physical barrier between you and your date. Smile often, but genuinely. Nothing disarms someone faster than a warm, authentic smile. And when it comes to eye contact, find that sweet spot, enough to show interest, but not so much that it feels like a staring contest. Here's another crucial tip. Confidence is attractive, but overconfidence can be a deal breaker. Humility goes a long way. We all know that bragging is a turnoff, but there's a sneaky way it slips into conversations, humble bragging. You know when someone says, I'm so exhausted from my third vacation this month. Yeah, don't be that person. Be proud of your achievements, sure, but don't let them dominate the conversation. Instead, focus on building rapport and finding common ground. A lot of people wonder, what should I wear? And while fashion isn't the be-all and end-all, it's definitely worth considering. Wear something that makes you feel comfortable and confident. The key is to balance looking put together without appearing like you're trying too hard. It's less about following trends and more about dressing in a way that reflects who you are. Also, don't forget about grooming. Clean nails, neat hair, and fresh breath go a long way. It's the small details that often make the biggest difference. Here's something we don't often talk about: managing expectations. Going into a first date with the mindset that this person has to be the one is a recipe for disaster. Putting that much pressure on yourself and the other person can create an uncomfortable atmosphere. Instead, approach the date as an opportunity to get to know someone new and see where it goes. If there's chemistry, great. If not, no harm done. When you take the pressure off, you're more likely to relax, have fun, and be your authentic self. Now, let's not forget about the art of the compliment. A genuine compliment goes a long way, but here's the trick: make it specific. Instead of saying, "You look nice," try something like, "That color really suits you," or "You've got a great laugh." Specific compliments show that you're paying attention and that you're genuinely interested. Here's a quick psychological tip: reciprocity. If you show kindness or thoughtfulness on a date, the other person is more likely to reciprocate those feelings. So, small gestures like holding the door open, offering to split the bill, or simply being considerate of their time can foster a sense of goodwill and mutual respect. And last but not least, follow up. The first date doesn't end when you say goodbye. A thoughtful follow-up text, something light, casual, and referencing a moment from your date, can go a long way. It shows that you were paying attention and leaves a positive impression. Don't overthink it, but don't wait too long either. Strike while the iron's warm. So, there you have it. First dates don't have to be intimidating if you approach them with the right mindset. Focus on your energy. Practice good listening, maintain positive body language, and above all, be authentic. If this information helped you in your situation, please subscribe and feel free to leave a comment. Also, check out my other videos for more dating and relationship tips.